Hi, I'm Randy Alvarenga, and I play Lothar Vanlinson, and this is what you missed on Season 3, Episode 2 of Edge of Legend. Ilona chases after Cheonovis, who has only made it a few blocks away from where their group was meeting. Ilona stops her and asks why all of a sudden she's interested in stepping into her duties as the future Queen of Nubia, when she spent all her time running from it before. Cheonovis explains that she's tired of running, and she finally stepped into a more mature version of herself, unfortunately leaving her with the difficult conclusion that she cannot help Morel overthrow his father, the king of Acadia. Cheonovis expresses that she doesn't want Ilona following her if she really wants to stay behind with the rest of their party, but Ilona insists she will not leave Cheonovis alone. She confides her growing unease with this entire situation, and confesses that Morel and Ilona have not spoken since the group dispersed 6 months ago, leaving her completely in the dark on what he's been going through or why he suddenly wants to overthrow the king. She encourages Cheonovis to stay by her while she prays to her goddess about it, and Cheo agrees. When Ilona begins her prayer, a fiery portal appears at the end of a secluded alleyway they ducked into, and out of it emerges the human ascended goddess of goodness, light, and redemption herself, Aphra. Ilona immediately begins to panic, but after some encouraging words from her goddess, she's able to ask her more pertinent questions. Should she and Cheonovis rejoin the others? Her goddess cannot make her decisions for her, but she does tell them that it will be their last chance. Then, in a puff of smoke, a single candle appears before her, and from it emerges Anubis. He brings out the scales of justice, and on each side, Cheonovis sees a vision weighing the pros and cons of their involvement, further solidifying this is a pivotal moment in their world's history, and the two of them need to be there. On the standing Sea of Dragons grave is where we find the rest of the party and Morel's forces. They begin planning their infiltration of the palace when Ilona and Cheonovis walk up to meet them. Dragon has a difficult time meeting Ilona's gaze after their fiery encounter, and Lothar is visibly irked at the entire situation. But they welcome their friends back to the deliberations. The party hatches their plans to get into the throne room, and with no further delay, they head to the capital. Using Isuo's conveniently fast-traveling house to arrive that night, the party climbs over the palace walls with the help of Lothar's ability to speak to plants. Dragon uses his clairvoyance to ascertain the path of least resistance, while Morel's sister betraying best friend Hamas and their soldiers create a distraction on the lower levels. Before long, the party has made it to the king's chambers, and a hush falls over them all, for at the very side of the dimly lit room lies King Nimrod XIV, and the moon with a haunting cracked grin. Ichi recognizes Kahamba immediately, for he's the one who caused the madness in her homeland of Azmakon, the one who attempted to take over her temple and ruin the traditions of her people. Each of the party members at this point in time has come in contact with an elder god in some capacity, but nothing like this. Not with one staring them dead in the eyes and compelling his hollow minion to rise and draw his blades. As King Nimrod approaches them, Ilona, Dragon, and Cheonovis are all stuck with mind-numbing madness, and their only goal becomes stabbing their dear friend Morel to death. 1, 2, 3 rusty blades pierce the strong Akkadian's back as Morel falls to the floor, dead. King Nimrod laughs maniacally to himself and curses the name of his eldest son. But Dragon and Cheonovis fight through the madness and come to, only to realize what they've done. Lothar manages to stabilize Morel. Ichi slaps Ilona across the face to bring her back to reality so she can truly heal their fallen friend. Ilona comes to in a shock and urgently heals Morel back to life, shouting in frustration that he can't die yet because they still have to talk. But King Nimrod continues approaching, and Kahamba slithers throughout the room in his sickly, titanous form. Lothar tries to think quickly of how to get rid of this threatening elder god, at least for the time being, and ponders banishment. But then the Gospel of Rialug flies out of Ilona's bag and begins flipping its own pages furiously. It is revealed that Kahamba and the rest of the elder gods have existed since the beginning of time. All of the pantheon of gods our party knows and loves came after, and they were the ones who sealed the elder gods away during the Forgotten Era. But the elder gods cannot be banished. This is their home, and they plan on returning it to its original state. pure chaos. But in a flash, Dragon shoots his gunblade at the visage of Kahamba, and it shatters, only to leave the moon coming through the windows of the palace to glow even brighter. In a bout of rage, King Nimrod tells his son, this is the price all leaders of Acadia must pay to keep the world safe from Ramalgus Day. Which is why Acadia began their crusade to outlaw the worship of all gods and goddesses centuries ago. It was all to prevent the seals on Rialug from weakening and releasing Armageddon upon the world. This fight has been had since the beginning of civilization and will continue with or without him. Morel is at a loss and asks the party for guidance. Ichi tries for diplomacy and pleads with the king. King Nimrod could work with his son and the party to truly end this vicious cycle without violence. But regardless, he will still have to pay for his atrocities. But Dragon and Lothier are ready for battle, and Morel asks Aphra for her forgiveness before swiftly ending his own father's life. In the split seconds before, the king accepts his fate and then falls lifeless to the ground, like every King Nimrod before him, destined to be slain by his own son. And now a choice must be made, as the power of the King of Acadia begins leaving his father's body and begins flowing through Morel. Will Morel become King Nimrod the 15th and continue his father's crusade of preventing Ramalgus Day, or will he lose his memories, but retain his autonomy? Though pained, the party encourages Morel to break the cycle. They will stand by him to fix it their way, even if he doesn't remember them. And with that, Morel accepts his fate. When he comes to, he doesn't remember killing his father or why these strangers are surrounding him, but he knows he is the king, King Morel Harkisian, the first of his name and the first son of Nimrod to break the cycle. And that's what you need to know from Season 3, Episode 2 of Edge of Legend. Tune in to us on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. PST to Nat20 Productions' official Twitch channel to watch our episodes as they air live. We look forward to seeing you in chat and having you become legends right alongside us. Thanks for watching.